Assalamu alaikum Bliifians, I'm Asma and you're watching Bliifee, where I share Muslim life hacks from my life and experiences as a Muslim in Australia. And in this video series, I'll be sharing with you how to prepare for Ramadan in advance. Most of my videos in these series are from a Ramadan ebook, Ramadan Ready, that I wrote last year so that it can help you prepare for Ramadan in advance. Inshallah, the link to buy it will be in the description and comments down below. Now, in this video, we'll be looking at how I breastfed last Ramadan and how I managed Ramadan while breastfeeding. She was a newborn around, I think, 2 to 3 months old when Ramadan began. So how I did it and all of that, I'll share my journey, what my thought process was, what my research process was like, what I found, what I ate, all of that inshallah. So let's get right into it. A lot of you guys must have seen my short video where I said that I was not going to fast last Ramadan because of this reason, and that reason was because I was going to breastfeed. I mean, I was already a breastfeeding mother for the last 2-3 months before when Ramadan began, so I thought that fasting would drop my milk supply, which eventually would affect my baby. And she wasn't even formula fed, she was purely breastfed, like exclusively breastfed. I was struggling to manage everything, so I thought that I'm not going to fast in Ramadan. I communicated this with my husband and we decided that we'll go and check with the doctor inshallah. So we went to my doctor and I told this to my doctor, like, look doc, I'm not feeling comfortable fasting in Ramadan, and she's a Muslim as well, so I felt like I could talk to her. She understands the importance of Ramadan as well, how important it is, the fard aspect of that. So I asked her that and she said, well, you don't seem to be having any issues with anything, alhamdulillah, so you can go ahead and breastfeed and fast at the same time. So, and I was concerned that how, because I'm going to be parched, no food, no water, and our Ramadans have been coming in the cold days, in winters in Australia. So I usually get very hungry when I'm fasting because most of my energy is used up to heat myself, right? So I was thinking, now my food is going to be, number one, converted into breast milk, and number two, I also need to be heating myself up with that food. So how is that going to work? I was super confused. And so the doctor said that she did this for her 3 kids, mashallah. So that gave me some hope, hearing that somebody else has done it, 3 kids, mashallah, like breastfeeding and fasting, 2 years of breastfeeding for each child, mashallah. So when she said that, that gave me some hope, alhamdulillah. So we had decided, my husband and I, that okay, we will go ahead with this. I will fast and I will do my best, and if I really need to break my fast for whatever reason, like my baby isn't being fed or I am feeling faint or whatever, so that there is an option, like Allah has given us that leeway. Now please guys, don't say that Allah has prohibited us from fasting if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. There is no such prohibition as far as I know. Now, I'm not a scholar or anything, but from what I'm seeing, Allah has told us, all of us, to fast. It is fard upon us, except if we are sick and if we have a genuine reason, which, as far as I know, breastfeeding does not come under. So please don't come at me for this. There is no such prohibition in the Quran, as far as I know. And if it is, please, if you are telling me this claim, then please come at me with proof, inshallah. Alright, now back to my story. I started researching for what to eat for suhoor, what to eat for iftar, so I get all the nutritions that I need, plus I make the milk that I need for the baby, and all of those needs that I had for that Ramadan. I did my research and I found that oats is a very good filling meal for suhoor, plus it also develops a lot of milk. It helps in the production of milk. So that's it. For suhoor, I was having oats every single day. Yes, there was a point where I was fed up of having the same sweet oats, so I also made some savory oats for suhoor, and I added on everything that I could to make that meal more nutritious, plus also make me feel full throughout the day. This was one of the longest days of Ramadans that I've had in Australia, because all the previous ones were in pure winter, which was shortest, like 11 hours and stuff. So this one was like more for us. I have fasted longer than this back when I was living in Dubai and India as well, but this was my first Ramadan that I was fasting the longest in Australia, and I was also breastfeeding on top of that, and it was cold as well, so I had to take all of these things into consideration. Yeah, so my suhoor meal was oats, and I added on everything I could. Milk into that, nut butters such as almond butter. I would add walnuts, whole walnuts, and oh yeah, I also added some honey. I ate some dates. And in the first few days of Ramadan during suhoor, I also ate bananas and eggs, boiled eggs. However, that I realized later on that caused me gassiness and that made me feel less full as well. So later on down the line, I did stop eating the bananas and eggs, which I feel like it helped me in feeling a little bit more full throughout the day. Alhamdulillah. So that was my suhoor meal. At the beginning of Ramadan, I also bought a lot of coconut water bottles from the supermarket, and I made it my goal to drink a lot of coconut water throughout the day as much as I can. Minimum of 1 or 2 liters. So as a breastfeeding mom, we are advised to have at least 4 liters of water, and it's hard, but I try to make at least half of that coconut water. So in the morning for suhoor, I would have 1 cup of coconut water. In the iftar, I would also break my fast with 1 cup of coconut water, so that I at least had 2 cups of coconut water in me. That because it holds on to the hydrolytes, electrolytes, and all of those things, it holds on to water instead of just running through your body and like water. So I had a lot of coconut water. I made it my priority to have coconut water day and night, at least a cup in the morning and at least a cup in the evening. And next of all, I also ate throughout the night. I was awake throughout the night. My days had flipped. My Ramadan, I would like this Ramadan with the newborn baby, she was not sleeping at night, and I took it as a plus point to make use of the time to pray Tarawih, Quran, all of those things. So I was awake throughout the night and we were sleeping in the morning. Please, again, don't come at me. We were struggling with a newborn baby, all right? And so our whole days and nights had flipped over. And so I was eating throughout the night, fasting during the day, slept some of the time until dhuhr, because that's when until when my baby would sleep as well. And we needed some sleep too. The baby slept at Fajr. We slept at Fajr after praying and all of that, and then we would wake up at Dhuhr. So that's how I managed to conserve some of my energy, by sleeping a little bit. I know it is not advisable, but guys, once again, I was struggling. I was a new mom. So let's give me some slack over there. Apologies for the change in the lighting. It's because I took a big break between that clip and now this recording. I tried avoiding all sorts of oily, junky food that I could, but sometimes I did slip up, and that's okay, because my main goal here was to eat nutritious, healthy food so that the milk that I'm producing is also healthy for my baby. This is what I did, and hopefully, inshallah, it gives you some ideas. Eventually, all babies are different, all moms are different, all pregnancies are different, and all experiences are different. So please only do what works for you. This is what worked for me, and my intention here was to share it so that it can inspire you or give you some ideas and help you to have a better Ramadan, inshallah, if you are a breastfeeding mom, or if you know somebody else who will be breastfeeding this Ramadan. And another thing that I would like to mention here is, if you are not able to do this, if you are not able to fast while breastfeeding in Ramadan, then please do not project your guilt on other people. I understand that guilt that you're feeling, that you feel like you're not being a good Muslim, or you feel like you're not being a good mom, but let other people do what they can. Let's encourage each other to practice the fard and to do what we can to be a good mom. Hopefully this video helped you. Please share it with somebody who will be fasting and breastfeeding in this Ramadan, inshallah, so that it can help them prepare in advance and they don't struggle as much as I did. Until next time, live your beliefs and stay tuned to Bliifee.
So my dream for Jannah grows day by day, and I pray to Allah to guide me all the way till I make it to His paradise.